Binding arbitration is part of the Employee Free Choice Act. But is it good for workers? I'm Matt Straight, and this is Heritage in Focus.
Binding arbitration does almost as much as taking away workers' right to vote to deprive them of choice in the workplace. With binding arbitration, the government sends in an arbitrator, and that arbitrator dictates wages and working conditions for the next 2 years. This takes away almost all the employee control that we currently have. Under the current system, if you're not part of a union, you can go to your boss. You can say, look, I've been productive, I deserve a raise, and ask for higher wages. If you do belong to a union, you collectively negotiate wages and salaries, and you get to vote to ratify the terms of the contract. If you don't like the contract, you can go on strike. However, with binding arbitration, workers lose each and every one of those rights. The arbitrator simply hands down the contract. You don't get to vote to ratify it. It would be illegal for workers to go on strike if they wanted higher wages, and similarly, it would be illegal for employers to hand out higher wages, even if workers' productivity justified it. Binding arbitration is a return to the failed wage control policies of the 1970s. We tried it then, and it didn't work. The problem with it is that the government simply doesn't know what's going to work in a company or what isn't. They're not familiar with the company the way the workers and the employers are. They simply parachute in an arbitrator, he hands down the working conditions, and everyone else is stuck with it. He's not accountable, even if the contract he writes will wind up bankrupting the company and putting the workers out of business. The binding arbitration parts of the Employee Free Choice Act have received much less attention than the parts that would take away workers' right to vote, but it would do almost as much to take away employees' free choice in the workplace.
Let's not put government in charge of our employees and our economic success. I'm Matt Straight, and this is Heritage in Focus. For more information, log on to heritage.org.